Sylvie of the multiple award-winning The Queen Sylvie Show. You want to expand and get noticed? Then come outside your box and into our world. Internet advertising has a real impact on global awareness and even sales, so let's make an impact together. Offering for a limited time advertising and sponsorship packages that excel your purpose. So contact Queen Sylvie or Smooth Tim for the exciting opportunities that awaits. Yeah. The Frida's Cleaning Service is a small family-owned business established in 2003. With over 17 years of professional, high quality, and greatly satisfied service, Frida's Cleaning Service will get the job done. Specializing in sanitizing your home, business, post-construction, and commercial cleaning, no job's too big or small. See for yourself and give us a call, 567-249-9172. Frida's Cleaning Service. Our reputation is always spotless.
It used to be hard for this family to run and play in their yard. That big pooch left its business all over. Dad would spend his time cleaning up puppy messes. Now, I make sure the yard is clean so they can play without worry. Yes, there really is a poop fairy.
Hey, it is Smooth Tim and Larry E, and thank you all for joining us on another hump day on Tim's Tidbits. And what's happening down in Dallas, Larry?
I don't know, man. It's weather. I don't know. We still trying to roll with it, you know. It's hot like 90 or something like that outside, or 85 or crazy.
Hey, wait, this is even better yet. Yesterday, Tuesday, here up in the northern part of Ohio, it was 72, 75.
Today,
yeah, and then last night it got down to the 20s.
Damn.
It's like,
yeah, we got a cold front coming in soon, so it'll drop down to about, it's 80 now. It'll drop down to like 79. So
yeah, our weather's getting so freaking weird, Yeah, I heard that.
Our cold front is like 1 degree from 80. It's gonna be our cold front.
Ain't no such thing as like winter anymore. Not around here anymore.
We're gonna all burn in. It's like we burn in here right now, so we'll see.
Man, we all might end up there, who the heck knows. Hey, I don't know, did you see the Alabama decision about the IVF treatment, where they considered an embryo a living human being, so it kind of changed the way IVF fertilization facilities, I guess you would call it, handle embryos? Did you catch that?
Mm-mm.
Let's get into the nuts and bolts of what happened, and then, as always, somebody did a class action lawsuit against somebody, and then it ended up going up the court line, and here we go. Check it out.
The Alabama Supreme Court's groundbreaking ruling stems from lawsuits brought by 3 couples who underwent IVF procedures at a reproductive clinic in the state between 2013 and 2016, resulting in healthy births, with their remaining embryos frozen and stored at a hospital facility in Mobile. That is, until an unauthorized patient wandered into the storage room and accidentally dropped several embryos, destroying them. The couples then sued the medical clinic and the hospital for wrongful death. In the majority opinion written by Justice J. Mitchell, the state Supreme Court ruled their lawsuits could go forward, saying unborn children are children without exception based on developmental stage, physical location, or any other ancillary characteristics, while the concurring opinion quoted scripture.
What the Alabama Supreme Court ruled is, an embryo
Yeah.
basically is a person.
When you say that an embryo, microscopic embryo is a person, then you're going to say, well, you can't freeze people. You can't do genetic testing on them. If you are somebody who has excess embryos and you want to donate them to medical research, you're certainly not going to be able to do that.
Barbara.
I'm kind of confused. Okay, you saving the sperm or what's the embryo? Ain't the embryo
the embryo is the egg out of the woman? So what they'll do is they'll extract an embryo from the female, and then they do some type of hocus pocus on it. I'm not sure what the whole procedure is. They will inject it then with a sperm, fertilize it, and then re-inject it back into the woman.
So embryo is not actually it's not even a
It's an egg that's been fertilized.
So, so if you drop an egg from a chicken, you can sue you can sue like the grocery store for
wrongful death of the chicken. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. So what that does is, let's say that you have embryos. Maybe they have an expiration date. I don't know. I haven't researched this enough. Let's say they have an expiration date. Well, how do you adhere to the expiration date? Because you can't get rid of them now because there's a law that says you're killing somebody.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think it's just America. People sue everybody for wrongful death. I'm like,
yeah, I was a little surprised with that decision, but that's going to end up going to the Supreme Court. There's no doubt about it. There's a lot of, interestingly enough, there's a lot, probably 70% of the people that have ever been surveyed about this thing are like, that's just a little overboard.
Yeah, it's going to get kicked out. That's plain stupid. I'm like, somebody was being incompetent. Okay, that's kind of jacked up but you can still go back and get eggs. Am I right, from that same person?
Yeah. But that's why I believe, Larry, that the idea is that you need to rotate those eggs, because I can't imagine, even if you freeze them, whatever the case is, that they don't last forever. Maybe they do. Then again, that other woman had a point too. And if you freeze them, are you considered freezing a human being? Is that legal?
Yeah, but even then, if you freeze, like you said, you're right. No matter what you freeze, it's not going to last forever. Everything has an expiration date, even if you freeze it. So that's plain stupid. I'm like, they shouldn't go that far.
Ridiculous.
Kicking up dust. That's America for you. They're gonna sue you for everything. We're gonna probably get sued for having this show.
Probably one of these days we'll get kicked off because we don't have the right attitude. Speaking of attitudes, you got to see what happened down in Nashville, Tennessee.
Literally having a Nazi march here in downtown Nashville. White supremacists talking about white supremacist neo-Nazism, talking about deporting folks and just racial hatred. This is what we're seeing here in Nashville.
Where's your faces? Where's your criminal faces? Cowards! Cowards! All of you!
I saw that crap. I'm like, show your face.
That's what I feel too. If you're so proud of your, do they call them Aryan Nation or Nazi, whatever the case? What are you so embarrassed about that you got to cover your face?
It goes to show you how many undercover races that we have to deal with in America. Okay, because I know for a fact that when black people do petition and march, you know who it is.
Yeah. They're not covering up their face. They're not wearing hoods. They're not wearing ski masks.
Yep.
Looking like they're getting ready to come in and rob you or some shit. I mean,
LGBTQ, when they march and say something, they proud of what they stand behind, and then you're going to see their face. These people ain't nothing but posers. They just hateful, and they probably people in higher end positions that don't want to get seen, don't want to get fired from their jobs because they're haters. They're just racist and they haters. I'm like, why? I still haven't got the grasp on why would you hate somebody that you don't know. I can understand.
We've talked about that before. I have no idea,
Yeah, I'm like, I can understand if you know a person, they just dirty, they always screwing you over, they screw people over. I can understand why you disliking them and like saying I hate that person because they always doing people like crap. I hate them because they're rich, or they always jealous. I hate them because they show off or whatever. But you don't even know that person. You don't even know these black people.
Yeah,
white people.
well, that kind of an attitude's been weaved into our society, rather, from the very beginning. If you think about it, I don't know if you watch some of those different movies and how different ethnicities are treated, whether you be an Irish or you be a German. And, I mean, it's always been, you know, yeah.
Well, you can look at the television shows. Look at television. Most of the television shows are mostly Caucasians, and then you might have some black people on there, but it varies far and beyond shows. And then the black shows they feed into the stereotypes.
But you don't see a lot of Asians or Hispanics, and it's not like that population is that minor within our country.
That's true. You don't see a lot of them. So we get represented more than the Asians do, and maybe Jewish people do, and the Irish do in America. But at the end of the day, the hate is still there.
All the way down the pipe. I'm not going to disagree with you whatsoever. But
and don't get me wrong.
But Larry, for the black voter, for the black person, you do have a hero. Let me explain. Well, watch this, and then you'll understand.
These lights are so bright in my eyes that I can't see too many people out there. But I can only see the black ones. I can't see any white ones, you see? That's how far I've come. That's how far I've come. I got indicted for nothing, for something that is nothing. They were doing it because it's election interference. And then I got indicted a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time. And a lot of people said that that's why the black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against. And the mugshot, we've all seen the mugshot. And you know who embraced it more than anybody else? The black population. It's incredible. You see black people walking around with my mugshot. You know, they do shirts, and they sell them for $19 a piece. It's pretty amazing. Millions, by the way, millions of these things have been sold.
Even the sneaker thing. I was on social media last night. Very interesting. As you see black support eroding from Joe Biden, this is connecting with black America because they love sneakers. They're into sneakers. They love this is a big deal, certainly in the inner city. So when you have Trump roll out his sneaker line, they're like, wait a minute, this is cool. He's reaching them on a level that defies and is above politics. The culture always trumps politics. And Trump understands culture like no politician I've ever seen.
Seriously?
Wow. So there's your hero, man.
I heard that shit. I'm like, really, bro?
There's your hero.
You saying we that damn ignorant? We only like you because you've been indicted and you got a shoe line, and we gonna walk around and with you on our shirt like you're one of our dead homies? we that fucking ignorant?
Apparently that's his mentality. That's, I cannot believe how big of I don't know if you would consider that to be a bigoted comment, a racist comment, a combination of everything. Is like, wow. Yeah, really, you're going to appeal to him because you took a badass mugshot photo.
Okay, but what black people are you talking about that like that? Because I'm that goes to show me you got problems with the law.
Tim Scott. Tim Scott likes him.
Who?
Senator Tim Scott. That Republican senator. Yeah, he likes him.
Then he got the shoe line. Then he's saying that black people can relate to Trump because of shoes. Like we can't, like we don't know politics. Like we don't know anything but some shoes. Like we that damn fucking ignorant.
And the way that guy was Googling, those things are fantastic. I'm like, those are the ugliest mugs in the world. And with whatever, what I heard? What I heard, and this was on one of the shows, that you're not going to be able to actually get the shoe. You can buy the shoe, but you're not going to actually be able to receive the shoe until July of this coming year. This year, so July 24, maybe August.
I guess, man. I think it's all.
They're all pre-orders. Because Donald needs some bail money. Come on, we're pre-ordering.
That's how election is going. The shoe lines. They forget about the politics. Now we're talking about we're putting shoes out to open up to the voters, to open up to the cultures. What happened to politics and policies and oh my God, it's so bad. It's all mudslinging now. It's about merch. Who has the best merch? Trump does have some good merch. Some shoes.
No, they're just kicking, man. Those are the best kicks I've ever seen in my life.
I'm not a shoe head, but those are some great collector's items. That's all I would say.
I collect, trash can collection. Trash collection. That's where I think they go.
Can you imagine him that makes like 200 pairs of those or 100,000 pair of those, and then he becomes president, and you got a pair of Trump.
I question, Larry, how many is going to be made in regards to, that you got to pre-order them and you're not going to see your shoe until July or August.
And Trump is dirty, so people
pre-order
shoes, and he probably not going to make them and send it to him.
Could be, what's his political party? Is he MAGA or not? If he's MAGA, he gets expedited shipping. If not, he got lost in shipping.
It's going to be another indictment for fraud when people sue him for not receiving their Trump shoes.
But wait.
This reminds me of Willy Wonka.
He can't be sued. What do you mean, Willy Wonka?
Remember, like, everybody rushed down there to get the golden tickets so they can go to the factory?
Oh, yeah. And it was really, wasn't all it cracked up to be, was it?
Like the golden ticket, exactly. So that's the golden ticket. So everybody's gonna buy the shoes and vote for Trump. He become president. He end up being like Willy Wonka's factory. Get out of here, man. It's like cartoonish type stuff.
But hey, if he does but his lawyers have a fantastic idea because of all these different things. I don't know how many cases he have coming up on, like almost 100 maybe. I don't know.
He been convicted for nothing.
But anyhow, they've got one steadfast idea. Check it out.
It is brazen, even by the standards of Team Trump. Attorneys for the ex-president are pushing to dismiss the charges brought by special counsel Jack Smith in the classified documents case. They filed multiple motions last night, 7 in total. One of them argues that the appointment of Jack Smith was unconstitutional. Another one says that Trump had the right to claim that the documents were personal, and therefore they no longer belong to the government. Worth remembering that the documents we're talking about contain some of the most sensitive national security secrets imaginable. And Trump kept them in a bathroom, in a basement, in a ballroom even. But arguably, the most brazen of the arguments the ex-president is making in trying to dismiss the classified documents case is this. Attorneys claim that Donald Trump is immune from prosecution because he moved the documents from the White House to Mar-a-Lago while he was president. They say, quote, President Trump's decision to designate records as personal and cause them to be removed from the White House plainly constitutes an official act within the outer perimeter of the president's official duties. President Trump is entitled to immunity for this official act, and that must include immunity from criminal prosecution. Now, this claim sounds familiar. It is because Donald Trump has made that same argument in the federal election case in D.C., an argument that was completely rejected by the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals. The ex-president is now before the Supreme Court asking for a stay of that decision. On the motions in this case, though, the New York Times reports many appear designed to delay the case from moving toward trial, a strategy that Mr. Trump has pursued in all the criminal proceedings he is facing. So the Donald Trump playbook of delay, delay, delay is now being tested for a judge who has a reputation for being favorable to Donald Trump. As Politico reports, all these motions and 3 others filed under seal must be decided by U.S. District Judge Aileen Cannon, whom Trump nominated in the closing months of his presidency. And that.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Is that interesting? I'm immune from anything I do.
Really? Like anybody else?
Yeah. It's kind of sad. I mean, he's like the biggest grifter I've ever seen in my life. Grifters they should what is it? The art of the deal. It should be the art of the steal, the art of the deception.
But you know what? Everybody's letting him get away with it. The higher ups, the courts, the Senate, the House, Republicans, Democrats, the pharmaceutical companies, everybody that funds this whole cartoonish act allows him to do it for what reason, I have no idea.
Hanging on his every word, waiting for his opinion. What's his opinion before I make my opinion? I'll wait for Trump to give me my opinion before we go to the House or the Senate.
I'm like, from the time that before he became president up to now, he really has he's not trustworthy. I'm like, he doesn't really have any. How can I say it? He's not somebody that that's going to stand behind you that you want to stand behind.
I'm trying to think what is in the New York court. In the New York case, I think is it Michael Conan, whatever that guy was, is the middleman who paid off Stormy Daniels and that other Laura Donald, Playmate or whatever. And in that case, his team wants to suppress the guy that was the middleman for him, and they want to suppress both of the girls that were paid off for hush money. So it's like they were joking. It's like, well, that could be an interesting court case, you know, if the judge says, okay, we'll suppress that. So you're just sitting there.
It's ridiculous, man. It's embarrassing. Like, this is America. America's, it make it look like we're a joke. Our country is a damn joke.
Oh, yeah. It's a big-ass soap opera.
Everybody's watching this crap.
Big-ass soap opera. Big-ass soap opera. But, you know, I mean, look at the... I mean, I don't know how much this guy's in the hole. You know, that's what gets me is, I mean, I know he's got investments all over the world, obviously, in different countries. But, I mean, my goodness. But... remember the other day we sit there and we was talking about that they were talking about trying to get his daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, into the RNC?
Mm-hmm.
This might be a good reason why.
Do you think that the RNC should be paying Trump's legal bills?
You know, I've gotten this question already, and I don't really know what the statutes are that guide that because I'm not officially there yet, so I would have to get back to you.
Do you think it would fall under things that people in the room are interested in? Because you had said the RNC should fund things that are of interest to us. Do you think, so forget the statute, but just generally, do you think paying for President Trump's legal bills is something that is of interest to Republican voters?
Absolutely. That's why you've seen a GoFundMe get started. That's why people are furious right now when they see the attacks against him. They feel like it's an attack not just on Donald Trump, but on this country. You can't have a country and call it the United States of America that goes out of its way to target political opponents and try to bankrupt them and take down their companies, take down their families. So yeah, I think that is a big interest to people. Absolutely.
Okay. So it appears that if she gets into place, it's the RNC, the Republican National Conference, is going to pay all these enormous legal bills for Donald for cheating on his taxes and for cheating on his wife and all that other horse shit.
Okay, you know what? They need to move on with this guy, bro. I'm like, they really just need to. They got to get him out of here because he's not doing anything when it comes to political shit. Everything is not even politically enhanced with his whole persona. I'm like, it's all indictments. He said, she said, that person over there, they did this. He told them to. I'm like, it's a bunch of childish bullshit, man. Rhetoric. It's just, it's like yada yada, like the commercial.
You know, I don't understand though.
I don't.
Let's put ourselves as we are staunch Republicans and we support Republican ideals, right? I mean, do we still want to be paying off for some guy's indiscretions? Does that make sense to funnel our donated money? I'm a hardworking American. Do I really feel like because Donald felt like sticking his Peter where it shouldn't have been or whatever, or cheating on his taxes?
You know what? He's not even president no more. We need to be focusing on what our current president can do to enhance this company, move this company forward. He's not even the president, and people are still worried about this guy. They're not even worried about it. We're trying to get that student debts, college loans paid off. We're trying to.
Yeah, I'm more into. I almost look at it as a misappropriation of funds, but I mean, I guess they can do with that what they want. It's crazy as hell to me.
I don't. Why are we even? Why is he even in the? Why?
I don't know.
I hear the news.
You explain it to me, and then a lot of people want that Ramaswamy. I don't know if I said his name right. To be his little VP. You know, I'm talking about that little Arab or Egyptian, whatever he may be. You know what I'm talking about.
All I know is he's bringing these minions to the table. I don't understand why he gets so much press. Trump he's not even a president. He's a has-been. And a lot of people say, I'll vote for him again. I'm like, why?
Sometimes you wonder why we go back to the past all the time. Sometimes you wonder why we can't just move on and start to accept.
Even Biden, I'm like, give somebody else a chance. He got a young whippersnapper. It could be a female or a male.
Yeah, I would like to see somebody jump in real quick into the before they have the DNC. Excuse me, and maybe who knows? But anyhow,
They got to have other candidates because Trump is not the one. Even let's say Biden, if he was a little bit younger, more capable, I stick with him. But
he's
I
kind
think
of,
that
yeah,
if you
he's getting up there too
everybody's
much. Yeah.
yeah, but Trump is not the one. I'm like, you let it go. He got too many distractions going on, and it just let him go and figure out what he's got to figure out and bring somebody in that's going to be political. At least bring up a smoke screen to make us all think that everything is okay. I'm like, come on, man, just
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But anyhow, you know, hey, let's focus. Let's go down to Texas a minute. You know, Texas is always fun. In between, you know, your attorney general and your governor. I mean, that's quite the comedy team. But otherwise, sometimes even past them, you're going to see all kinds of weird. I call it racist, backward thinking. But check it out.
I want to bring in Texas State Representative Yolanda Jones, who was there supporting Darryl George and his mother yesterday. In fact, you walked with them afterwards to their car. I know it was an extremely emotional moment. What was that like, and what did they tell you?
So Darryl was crying, and he didn't understand. And I remember he just kept saying, "What, this because of my hair? This because of my hair. I just want to go to school. Why won't they educate me? I just want to be with my friends." I mean, he's basically like in jail for students because ISS is where they send problem children. His mother has some kind of health condition where I know she has seizures, and it looked like one was about to come on, and I was concerned for her for that. And I didn't know what to say. I just didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to explain it to him because he should have been in the classroom, not the courtroom.
So did the law allow him to wear his hairstyle like that, or they didn't?
No, the school said, no, you can't be in here and whatever type. So they would have, I wouldn't. He must have somehow fell into a behavioral issue because you wouldn't conform to the school code. I'd be in trouble. What are you talking about?
What, everybody gonna walk around with bald headed like me? Or what about women when they do hairstyles? Are they allowed to do that hairstyle?
Yeah, it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting. You know, yeah.
Why would somebody even be focused on the kid's head anyway?
There's still some very backward thinking individuals in this country that just don't want to accept that changes are coming. And there's not a whole lot you can do about it. You need to learn to adapt and adjust, you know, maybe change your game a bit. But, hey, you know, you're not going to stop it.
His hair, bro. Who cares? I'm like, if his hair is like...
Yeah, and did you see his hair? It was piled up on his hair? He had it like...
If he had a big old... That's clean. If he had a big old giant afro that's blocking the... Say you got students sitting behind him, he got this big giant super afro, you can't see around it or something like that. Like, hey, I can't see the board, I can't read because your hair. Okay, how is his hair a distraction? A hairstyle?
I have no idea because it looked nice to me. What
about when like sometimes when white kids wear blade?
Nice to me.
Yeah, what about when white kids wear braids or whatever? White girls wear braids or white boys wear braids or something like that. Is that going to be a distraction?
You explain it to me. That's Texas. Hey, they ban books because they don't want you to, you know, learn about transgenderism and or that there was ever slavery, heaven forbid, right? So what?
They're trying to bring it back to that crap. Yeah. That's what this kid. Let the boy go to school and learn.
We're gonna get into some interesting things here. Geez, we're not done yet, but because you know, we just talked about what could you do to it. Let me ask you this question. How do you feel about your daughter being on social media?
No, not right now.
Think it's a bad idea?
Yeah, I think it's a bad idea.
Because Florida's passing a bill, and it's going to get interesting to see where it goes, but check this out.
For Saunders in the state capitol, the future of that social media ban for minors under the age of 16 looks to be in serious jeopardy. That's despite advancing through the Senate chambers behind me earlier in the day. Florida's governor still doesn't sound like he's on board, which could be a real problem if this legislation is to become law.
That social media ban for kids under 16.
23 yeas, 14 nays, Madam President.
Show the bill passes.
Now one step from Florida's governor clearing the state Senate Thursday. Social media platforms like X, Insta, or TikTok with addictive features, including infinite scroll, live streaming, and even like buttons, would need to use age verification to ensure users are at least 16. All others, blocked.
Businesses that are using addictive features to engage in mass manipulation of our children to cause them harm.
On the floor, supporters said the need was great, worried the mental health of kids is in decline.
But we must do something. Drastic times calls for drastic measures.
That's his opponent said parents should be in charge, not the government.
Instead of banning social media, why don't we put more money into mental health treatments?
Others warned the bill would run afoul of the First Amendment, citing a federal court strikedown of a similar bill in Arkansas.
This will be overturned in the court of law, even by those at the state level appointed by the governor, and even at those at the federal level appointed by President Trump.
You can easily just phone out your kid's hand and say, turn that crap off.
Yeah, I believe,
Or
you know,
put blocks on the phone or something like that where they can't get on social media.
I think you should have more parental responsibility. You should be able to, put a child, if you're going to give your child a phone, because most children under the age of 16 are not going to be able to provide a phone for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're providing that phone, well, conditions are, well, I'm going to put a child monitor on it, and also maybe a tracking device. Who knows? Whatever. Do you want the phone or not?
Don't put apps on it.
Yeah, well, that's what it would take care of. Well, Mom, I can't get onto. Well, yeah, we don't need you onto that particular site because they have the reputation of blah 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 blah.
Or you can easily get a cell phone and then take off any app on there that you don't want. Period. You can take off YouTube. All that stuff is an app. Just uninstall it.
Something hit me. I'll see. Now you'll see all these kids go to the store and buying burners and stuff.
Uninstall it.
Right?
Shit, uninstall that shit and just leave just a few games on there and that's it. Put math games on there and thinking games and stuff like that.
They have parental control software on there.
Yeah, it's simple as that. You got to pass a bill.
Isn't that sad?
Wasting all that time worried about a kid being on the cell phone and you can be trying to do something about them homeless people sleeping outside the courthouse.
And I have to agree because it does kind of infringe on your First Amendment right. Your freedom of speech. But, again, should it be on that type of a platform? And,
no, it shouldn't. And then you got parents. It's easy either give the kid a phone or don't give the kid a phone. You ain't got to worry about it. You ain't got to go to court and dress up and spend time taxpayer dollars to ponder whether you want to pass a bill or not, or pass a bill and spend time talking about it all day. What you been doing all day, honey? Oh, we've been talking about passing a bill about the kids being on a cell phone. Billy, put the phone down. Get off that app.
Yeah, do your damn homework.
Man, people are so
do something
petty.
For a change. Do something for a change. But anyhow, hey, since that dude got killed over in Russia, they was. I guess Joe wants to do a little something about it. So what did he do? He came a whole bunch of sanctions against Russia, and he's still pointing the dirty finger at our illustrious Russian leader over there, Putin. So check him out.
That's why I'm announcing more than 500 new sanctions in response. In response to Putin's brutal war of conquest, in response to Alexei Navalny's death, because make no mistake, Putin is responsible for Alexei's death. Yesterday, I met with Alexei's wife and daughter in California, where his daughter attends college. Alexei was an incredibly courageous man. His family is courageous as well. I assured them his legacy will continue to live around the world, and we in the United States are going to continue to ensure that Putin pays the price for his aggression abroad and repression at home. But let me be clear. The House of Representatives must pass the bipartisan national security bill. The bill provides urgent funding for Ukraine, and it passed overwhelmingly in the Senate. And there's no question, none. If the Speaker called for a vote in the House, it would pass easily today. Instead, they went on vacation. I mean, it's just, well.
Yeah, they sure did go on vacation. Anyhow, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, sanctions would include, stuff, for their economics, gain, could be anything from grain from us to, things that they even need to construct their planes and or even rockets and stuff like that. So it puts a dent to them, but I don't know how serious it is. The only other thing it does, and we discussed that last week, is, you've got a border issue, you've got a issue going on in Gaza, you still have an issue going on in Ukraine, and y'all go on vacation. And the House Speaker won't even bring it up.
Tim.
Yes, my friend.
The world we live in, it goes to show you how much people care about people. They care about themselves more than anything. They got theirs. They not worried about Ukraine. Or, they're only worried about Russia only because we're connected to them. And only worried about Ukraine because they can probably get something out of it. And Biden, he's directing all these funds and monies towards these wars. We can do something about our own issues here in America. I'm mind boggled over how the thinking process is.
Right.
They spend all this money on defense for what?
Because they're too busy fighting amongst each other, and it's interesting. What's on their agenda? What's on their agenda? Impeaching the guy because what the hell, whatever he was, because the border's unsecure. You still want to work on the Hunter Biden laptop case. You want to. Where's your priorities?
I'm just saying, where are the politics, man?
It's like, instead of wasting your time and spinning your wheels, shaming the finger, that letting in too many immigrants, or Hunter's got porn on his laptop, or connections with Joe, or whoever gives a shit.
Worried about a kid's black braids.
Get something freaking done. You had a bill in front of you that you could have done something with. But, it's sad that politics gets in the way of progress.
That's not even real politics, man. Politics is like when you actually making moves for the people so that our country can get better and sustain it and sustain our own, how can I say it, our own agriculture, and sustain ways where we can make money for this country to make this country bigger and better. And we can outsource those things that we create here in America and make more money for America. It's like they just mudslinging and fighting amongst each other and worried about the wrong things. And
it's worse than it ever was. I mean, it was always mudslinging. That's like nothing freaking new.
Yeah, but it's like everything that you hear now in politics is always negative. How can we get more money? How can we get more money? How can we suppress them? How can we suppress him? How can we make him look bad, her look bad?
Yeah, you get inundated with negativity, don't you? You're right.
I don't hear anything positive. I don't hear anybody saying we're doing great, we're going to be better, we're going to take care of this. The only positive thing I heard come out was when he was trying to take care of the college loans, and then they got shot down, and I think it's back up again.
Who knows?
What are we going to do for the people to benefit from our country, from our hard work that we put in any country that keeps the government where they are?
It's not like that's not going to have a stimulus to the economy. If you give a little loan forgiveness, I mean, people are kind of bound. They got that extra money. Now they might go out and buy a house. Now they might go out and buy a new car.
Man, they're sending money to fight a war that's not even. Ally or not, bro. You take her home first, man.
That's all depressing.
Got the wrong people in office.
Too depressing. Let's get into your favorite part, Larry. Because I mean, you just got me so freaking totally depressed. Let's get into our asshole of the week.
I'm trying, yeah, man. I'm trying to.
And believe it or not, this comes from a pastor out of Asheville, North Carolina.
You find more women go in those places with shorts than you will women with pants and dresses put together. Try it. If you got time, try it. Have your boy go up there and try it. Just watch for it. Have your girl go up there and watch for it. And I used to say this. I haven't said this in a long time. You ready? I said, if you dress like that and you get raped and I'm on the jury, he's going to go free. You don't like, do you? I'm right, though. I can't help you like it. I'm right. Because, a man's a man.
Well, you got a good one this week. That dude's a straight asshole.
You imagine that?
Free?
You imagine sitting in that congregation. Wait, you sitting in that congregation,
Even if you're a brother, you're going free.
Listening to your pastor, and it's like,
if I'm on the jury, you're going free because you dress.
Wait, and then looking over at your wife wearing shorts.
You're like, bitch, you need to put some clothes on because you might get raped.
Hey, we got to bust out of here quick. This church is not the church for us, baby.
And he's basically saying that women should clothe themselves better and be more appropriate. And I can see where it's coming from, but
in some regards, right? In some regards, I mean, yeah.
It's a time and place for everything. Now you ain't gonna be at the beach wearing like a nightgown or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
And you really shouldn't be walking through, the grocery store and or the mall with your ass hanging out your shorts. Those, club wear.
Yeah. You don't wear pajamas at a ball.
Yeah,
or
dress
whatever.
appropriate for the situation, and I think that may have been what he was trying to allude to. But to sit there and think that all women should still be back in dresses, come on, dude. Yeah. Anyhow, hey, wait. This is what you sent to me, and you want to do it as part of your fitness tip?
Let me say something before okay. You play it.
Got it.
Real quick, people, listen. This is for people that's going to the gym. These exercises are just pay attention to the video because you got to know what you're doing when you're going to the gym. So these are some great exercises to possibly do depending on your skill level once you're going to the gym. Check this out.
Also, it really depends. You can do these if you're at the right conditioning and skill level. So, I'm glad you prefaced that.
Top 5 exercises for new gym members. Elevated barbell push-ups. Propane chest attacks. Eggplant kettlebell carries. Reverse head taint slaps. Labia impact box jumps.
I don't know about all that, Larry.
I forgot about the dude that's stepping his head between his legs.
It looked like he was trying to get a good sniff of his butt. Did I wipe good this morning? Let me check.
People, listen, do not go to the gym and try that crap. You will kill yourself. But the brother that's on top of them bars, if he falls, he's going to get hurt. Don't go to the gym
and
try that crap.
Wait, let me get to you, brother.
So
you can give your tip. Because, I don't really think that's all part of how you should be doing shit.
Okay, this is my tip, LRE Fitness Solutions. You can check me out on Facebook, IG, LRE Fitness Solutions. We keep you moving. People, whether your skill level is 0 or 100, do not go to the gym and try anything outlandish like that for one thing. But don't try anything that you're not sure with or that's outside of your strength or even, how can I say, cardio level. All right? Don't go throw 315 on a bench and then you have the collars on there and you can't lift it up and then you stuck with it on your chest. And don't get on the treadmill and put it up on 9.0, decide to run sprints and get thrown off of it. Understand where you are and who you are when you go into the gym. Understand what area you're working out in and what kind of skill level you have. So if you have 0 skills, get a trainer. At least get a trainer for 16 weeks where they can show you exactly the right form, right technique, and stuff like that. And you know exactly where you stand with your strength. And the thing about having a person train in the gym, they're all certified. Anybody that works in the gym is a certified personal trainer. Outside, you don't have to be certified. Inside, you have to go through some real training to know exactly what you're talking about, what you're doing, to pass it on to people who don't know what they're talking about and know what they're doing. All right? LRE Fitness Solutions, we keep you moving. Get a trainer. Don't try that stuff. If you're new or old, you will die or be injured. Look like a dumbass.
Yeah, okay, as Larry says, hey, man, you may be a 0, But hey, Larry will get you moved up to, he'll elevate your whole personality, just like we try to on this show. You know, get you educated, get your mind in the right place, get you informed. But hey, that's what it's all about. Keep yourself in the loop. We make fun of a lot of different people, but you know, all in jest. There's some things that you should really seriously think about with what's going on around us. But so I guess my tip is, besides keeping physically fit, keep yourself mentally fit, people. We'd appreciate it. Make a better person in this world when you're both.
Tim, how did that black dude get up on that damn bar? How he get up way up there, bro?
Do them push-ups?
Yeah, how he get up there?
I don't know.
If it was my gym, I like, hey man, put that shit down. Get your ass off them bars. Get down.
Yeah, it looks like a liability issue. Could you imagine? Because he was probably what, 6 foot up.
Yeah, that's way up. Then the guy slapping his butt with his face.
That was insane. Oh man, well, hey, the world's insane. That's why we show you this shit.
The propane
Anyhow,
chest.
Right. Until next week, man. Let's get the hell on out of here, Larry, and tell everybody peace, man.
Peace, man.